The Magnaflow catted Tru-X pipe here will be a great option for the 99 to 04 4.6 liter V8 owners out there who either have the stock manifold still in place or even a set of aftermarket shorty headers and are simply looking to upgrade to an aftermarket option to increase the sound and even the performance of your exhaust system, but would still like to maintain a set of high flow cats as opposed to going with something off-road. Now the Tru-X pipe here will feature a full stainless steel build, guys, 409 grade stainless to be exact, 2.5-inch mandrel-bent tubing. All of your O2 bungs have already been pre-welded for you, and it's going to land at right around that $700 price point. Installation's gonna get a 2 out of 3 wrenches here on the difficulty meter and take a couple of hours to complete from start to finish, but if you hang till the end of the video, we'll show you how it's done. So there's a couple reasons to upgrade the mid-pipe on your SN95 to a high-flow catted option, such as this piece from Magnaflow. Maybe you're after a little bit more sound, maybe a little bit more performance, maybe a little bit of both, or maybe your factory mid-pipe has just been absolutely trashed and needs to be fixed. Whatever the case, guys, the Tru-X that we have here from Magnaflow should help in every aspect. Let's briefly talk sound profile and volume levels here with the Magnaflow catted Tru-X X-Pipe. And 1 to 5, 1 to wake the neighbor scale, again, 1 essentially being a stock exhaust. I have the X-Pipe coming in by itself at a pretty strong 2 out of 5 on the wake the neighbor scale. However, as you heard with those sound clips, you are also getting a healthy amount of rasp in addition to some crackles and pops coming down off the revs. We then installed an aftermarket axle back with the Magnaflow X-Pipe in place, reran those sound clips, and as you might imagine, picked up a little bit more volume. So going back to the wake the neighbor scale, I have this combo coming in at a robust 4 out of 5 on that 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbor scale. Now, this is going to be an improvement because yes, you are replacing the 20-plus-year-old cats on your SN95 with a set of high flow options here from Magnaflow. But I don't want you guys to think that this is going to single-handedly set the world on fire in regards to massive power gains, but you still should see a nice little bump in power thanks to the less restriction in addition to the X-Pipe design. But one big thing to point out here, guys, is the fact that this is a stock length mid-pipe. So if you have your stock headers or manifolds still in place, or even a set of aftermarket shorty headers, you're going to be in business here with the Magnaflow option. However, if you do have a set of long tubes on the car or maybe thinking of grabbing some at the same time of the purchase, well, then you're gonna need to check out a shorty mid-pipe instead, which unfortunately Magnaflow doesn't offer currently at this time on the site, but you will find some other options from BBK or even Cooks if you are looking for a shorty mid-pipe. Now, as far as your construction is concerned, well, Magnaflow usually delivers the goods from start to finish, and that is going to be the case here as well. Full stainless steel build throughout, 409 grade to be exact, along with the 2.5-inch mandrel-bent tubing throughout. Unfortunately, at this time, this mid-pipe is not CARB certified, so owners in California will need to be aware of that. But on the flip side, this thing does not require any custom tuning or anything out of the ordinary there. But as promised, we want to show you guys how it gets installed. And again, depending on the condition of your manifold bolts, it can be a bit rusty, especially if you live in the Northeast. This one might be a little bit tricky. So with that in mind, you might just want to have some heat on hand or maybe a bottle of your favorite penetrating oil. But for a full breakdown of how things are going to go down, here is that detailed walkthrough along with a quick tool breakdown.
Tools required for this installation: a 3-inch drive, various extensions. A swivel socket is very helpful. A deep and a short 15, a 22-inch open-end wrench for your O2 sensors. PB blaster the night before is very helpful. Optional is an impact. Our first step to get our factory H-pipe out of the way is to disconnect our O2 sensors. We have 2 in the back here and then 2 in the front, right next to our transmission and bell housing. And what I did was the night before I sprayed all of our O2 sensors down with PB blaster and the mounting bolts to the flanges of our headers. So the ones in the rear here are color coded, and like I said, there is a little tab on the top. Just depress that and pull straight back. And now we're gonna get the ones in the front. All right, so this is the passenger side front O2 sensor. We're just gonna disconnect this and then do the same thing on the driver's side. It is a little tough to see, so you're gonna have to do this by feel. But feel for that tab and then pull straight back. All right, now we're gonna take a little time while we have the leverage to break free our O2 sensors. This is a 22mm wrench. And just like that, they are broke free. Do this to all 4, so when it's on the ground, you're not fumbling around. All right, we're gonna break these front O2 sensors free as well. All right, that should be good there. Let's get the other one. All right, so what I have here is a pole jack and a pry bar, and what I'm doing is just supporting our mufflers from the H-pipe back. Just like that. I don't want to put too much tension on it. And then I'm going to take my 15mm socket here and just break free these clamps. All right, so what we're gonna do now is remove the nuts that are holding our factory H-pipe to our exhaust manifolds. I have a deep socket with a universal swivel and a couple extensions. And again, that PB blaster the night before will do wonders. So I'm gonna remove that nut completely and then get the nut on the top as well. And there's that nut. Let's move to the passenger side now. All right, so I have a buddy over here, Joe, to help me out on the heavy lifting side of it. He's towards the H-pipes back there. He's gonna remove those nuts that I left only a couple threads on. And then I'm gonna remove the passenger side nuts for our exhaust manifolds. So these are kind of tough to see. There's one right behind the starter here. That one came off nice. And then I'm going to support the driver's side downpipe here from the manifold. And then we're going to bring it down in one unit. All right, so what we're gonna do now is move our O2 sensors from our stock H-pipe to our new X-pipe. And you can see some of the key differences here. Our 6 cats going to our 2. It's pretty sweet. We're just gonna do one at a time, just to make sure we're not mixing up our O2 sensors. Make sure that thread's on nice. And you can either tighten them down here or on the vehicle. I'm going to tighten them down just a little bit here. All right, now the X-Pipe's ready to be installed back onto the Mustang. All right, so I got Joe back over here. We are going to put this X-Pipe in. It's a little tricky, you gotta get the right angle. Make sure that flange clears the starter and bell housing there. All right, I'm also gonna bring in another pole jack here to support this X-Pipe section. Just like that. And I'm going to put a couple of nuts on our flanges. All right, so you can see that we started the nut on the bottom here on the driver's side. Now I took my impact off. I'm just gonna start this nut on the top. Make sure that the threads are nice and even and it's not going in cross-threaded. Now I'm just gonna snug these up by hand first. Get the passenger side nuts on and then get my impact and start tightening them up. So let's go over to the passenger side now. All right, let's start the nuts on our passenger side. We are reusing these factory nuts. And that one's not going on there square. So I'm going to get a short socket real quick. And then we're gonna try to get this top one as well. All right, so I have my impact back out. I'm gonna snug up the nuts on the passenger side first. I'm gonna go ahead and get the one on top now. I'm gonna go on the inside of this O2 sensor though. All right, so we're back over at the driver's side. Let's tighten up these nuts now. All right, so let's go ahead and attach our tailpipe and muffler section to our new X-Pipe. We are gonna use the new hardware they supplied us with. They are 15mm nuts. So let's just start these threads. Now this is the factory catback exhaust. A little later on, we will put a catback on it so you can hear the difference with a 2-cat X-Pipe and our catback on it. And you can also hear what it sounds like with our stock exhaust on it. So let's tighten up these. All right, so what we're gonna do is try to tighten up these flanges as even as we can. All right, now with our flanges bolted up, let's remove our pole jack and start making some of those O2 connections. All right, again, these are color coded, so you won't mix them up. And the ones in the front are going to be very tough to see. So let's get those ones done now. All right, let's go ahead and connect this passenger side front O2 sensor. It is going to be very tough to see on camera, and you're gonna have to do it by feel. But you can feel where the clip is on the male and female electrical side. Just make sure that they slide in and clip, just like that. Give it a little tug just to make sure that it is seated, and that's good. All right, moving on to the driver's side, let's connect this forward O2 sensor. Again, this is going to be by feel because you gotta find the plug first, make sure it's in the correct orientation. All right guys, that's gonna wrap up my install of the Magnaflow catted X-Pipe for this Mustang. And for all things Mustang, keep it here at AmericanMuscle.com.